Hello everyone, welcome to this week's DIY. It's me, Madison, with a fun one, and we have some interesting things in here for you. I got some really cool colors too. It's kind of like a yellowy, muted type palette we got going on today, so excited for it. First for our green, we have this green right here. This is sumac. You've probably heard of it from like poisonous sumac. Lucky for you, in Florida we do not use poisonous sumac, just good old regular sumac. So you should have some of that. We have these yellow mini button pomps. They're very cute and dainty, and you can do a lot with them. They come in like a lot of stems, so you get a lot on one branch. We've used pink ones in the past, so this week I got you some cute little yellow ones. And they're really cool too because they have this nice little brown center, which I think is gonna go really well with our arrangement. Next for our roses, we have these creme de la creme roses. They're a type of white rose, but if you look carefully in the middle, they have this really deep, rich, creamy color. Almost looks like butter in a way. So yeah, we're gonna be opening these up so that we can see that beautiful buttery center. Next, we have butterfly ranunculus. A butterfly ranunculus is a type of ranunculus, but it's just like doesn't have a lot of petals. The petal count is lower. A lot of people also just call these like buttercups, which is really cute. Oops, excuse me. So you should have 2 stems of those. And last but not least, we have these yellow safari sunsets. They're very, very pretty. And this yellow color, it's like a pale yellow color. I think it's gonna go well with our very muted yellowish tone we got going on, with some touches of blush and pink. And then that wasn't last but not least, we have these carnations. I believe these are called, I know they're a fancy carnation, but I'm just not sure exactly what the variety is, but they're beautiful. Like when they open, they have this like dark pinkish color. The outside is that like antique-y tan color. So I think it's gonna help bring out the blush tones in this palette, but still keep that like muted yellowish color I'm trying to go for. And then of course, to pair with it all, I got our pink ceramic flower shaped vase. Very beautiful, very like dusky, like a dusty pink. So I really like it. So we're gonna be working out of that one today. All right, let's get started. So for this first move, we're gonna split up our sumac. Sumac grows in like these branches. So as always, we can split up our greens and utilize them correctly. First, I'm gonna divide up our main stem. So far I got 3 pieces going on. I can divide this in half, so this can become this and this now. I can divide this in half, and I can divide this one. I'm just gonna cut it a little lower. So now instead of 1 big piece, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, which should be very helpful. Sumac is very strong, and the leaves are very, not leaves, but the stem is very tough. So I think it's gonna be really good for our mechanics. We just gotta make sure we're going in a circle around the bowl, like we always do. What's also good about sumac is the fruit that's on it, these little berries. They're very cool. So they add a little bit of texture and pop, and they also go with our like dusty pink we got going on, kind of. So I think it's a good addition to this week's DIY. All right, I got 1 more piece of sumac. I'm gonna use it wisely. Make sure all of this is in there correctly. Perfect. Next, I'm gonna go in with my safari sunsets. So I have these. I'm gonna split them up into multiple pieces. Just splitting up all of those pieces. I think I want to bunch these together and then have a couple pieces that are a little bit longer. But I want to mostly put them together because they're very beautiful. This yellow color is so pretty. It's like almost neon, but it's not neon. I don't know how to explain it. but I absolutely love it. Have some going to the back. Remember our arrangements. We don't want all of our stems leaning frontward. Try to balance your weight of your arrangement. You don't want it to start leaning frontward because then your mechanics start to mess up and it might flip out the bowl. So just make sure you're placing your stems all throughout that crutch you've made. Like, don't just put all your stems in the front. Even if it is just a front facing bouquet, it doesn't have to just be all front facing. So for this one, I cut it on an angle, of course, flipped it upside down, just gave it a good twist. And now you can see that beautiful yellowy, almost orange center. Creme de la Cremes, they kind of remind me of Campbellite roses, which is one of my favorite roses. But I feel like these are a little bit more orange. They almost become like an orange creamsicle in the middle. They're absolutely gorgeous though. I think they're going to pair very well with our arrangement. Again, just cut it on an angle, twirling it upside down, like we do all the time on our DIYs. Then again, if any of those roses are bruised, looking a little crazy, again, we're gonna peel those off because we don't want them. They're just gonna cause nastiness in our bouquet. These roses are beautiful. I'm gonna be real with y'all. These are my first time using these roses. I saw them at the market and I gasped. I was like, oh, I must get these for the DIY people. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them. I'll put this a little lower. It's not the prettiest rose, so I'm gonna kind of use it as like a center point. Again, flip upside out. I want to get that orange center out, so at first you couldn't see that orange center at all. Once you really start to blow into the middle, oh, gorgeous. I feel like these are one of those roses that like, kind of like the roses I've used in another video called Moab roses. The more they open, the more beautiful they get. And I have a feeling that's exactly how these roses are gonna be. They're just gonna age beautifully. Beautiful. Really have to blow into that one. Some roses don't blow open as well as other ones. These are really tight. But hey, they're still absolutely beautiful. All right, I'm making sure you're taking a look at your bouquet in the middle of designing. I'm gonna spin this one out just a little more. Gorgeous. All right, so now we're gonna continue with our carnations. I love these carnations. Again, they have that blushy color. This blushy color is absolutely gorgeous. And I think I'm going to kind of use these as like, how do I explain this? Sometimes I think of when I do my groupings, I think of like fireworks coming out of a bouquet. Kind of like these are fireworks, and these can also be fireworks, but I kind of want them to be like pew, 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 together, you know? So I don't know if that's a good way to explain it, but I don't know, sometimes I just think of like flowers as other things. Like, what am I trying to portray in my bouquet in a way? So yeah. And these kind of look like fireworks. Like, if you look into the center, I don't know, sometimes carnations remind me of fireworks just by the way they're colored. Like, their colors are really reminiscent to me of fireworks. I'm gonna put this one a little lower. Just a little lower, and we'll really open that one. Really open that one. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna put this one a little lower too. Really open this this one. Like really get into your carnation and fold those folds out. Don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Really get into those carnations. All right, this is when I try to look at mine. Beautiful, I like it a lot. The colors in this are really pretty. Now these I used in a competition that I was just in, the Mayish Constant Spray competition, but I used some pinkish purple ones. And what I did is I did like very small details with these. So I literally took little tiny individual ones and I placed them exactly where I wanted them, exactly in the shapes and like heights I wanted them. I went really deep into my like detail work. Because I kind of think of them as like tiny little mushrooms almost. They're just kind of, that's what they give me. Like they give tiny little mushrooms. So when I was making this recipe, I was like, I kind of want to do something muted where it looks earthy, but like beautifully earthy in a way. I don't know. I'm not the best at explaining my vision sometimes, but I just saw this and I thought of tiny little mushrooms sprouting out of like a decaying type of color palette. And the thing about this is I was nervous about using these because I was like, oh, these are a little bit too yellow. But I think it really adds like a brownness and an amberiness to the entire arrangement. So I hope you guys enjoy these as much as I do, because I love working with button palms. They're so good for like details, like cute little details, and they're my favorite. So I just kind of go crazy with them, like literally go crazy with them. And you have so many in your DIY this week, so really hone in on it. I'm gonna use a big chunk of them for the back of my arrangement. Make sure you strip off all those bottom leaves. That's what you see me keep doing when I yank on them like that. Ooh, these are really going well with the creaminess of everything. Wow. Wow, what can flowers not do? All right, so now we're gonna look at it, see how we like it. Let's switch that around for a second. There we go. Now we'll put this one a little forward. Just a little, maybe more like that. There we go. Now we'll push that out a little more. That rose is kind of, she's getting a little sad. I don't know why. She is. Maybe if I put this one right here. No, I'm gonna put it back over here. Little lower as well. There we go. I kind of like that better. Oh, I like that a lot actually. And then we're gonna pull that out a little more and scoot this over, scoot that over. And then, see, sometimes just take a little composition work, figuring out what you like and what you want to do. All right, now last but surely not least, we have these beautiful blushed butterfly ranunculus, and I think it's gonna go really well with our color palette today. I definitely want one that's right center, doing something wacky. That's what's beautiful about butterfly ranunculus. They have so much movement in them. So really go to town on them. Let them be bouncy, let them show off. Let them use that movement to add movement to your bouquet. I'm not going to suffocate her, she's gonna breathe. Even these little buds have a little movement to them. So I like to utilize those as well. Put a little yellow mushroom here. I love how I think of them as mushrooms. Again, I'm cutting off any extra leaves because sometimes they can be very distracting to our beautiful butterfly ranunculus. I don't want anything to be too distracting. Again, I'm playing with dimensions by not just making everything face frontward. So I got this rose back here facing back. I got these back here going backwards a little bit. Again, play with your dimensions. Not everything has to face frontward for it to be beautiful. All right, so now we're gonna do our final touches. Again, pull this out a little more. Position our little tiny yellow mushrooms a little better. Let me get a few more in there. All right, and this is this week's DIY. This one is an interesting one. The colors are very almost neon-y, but a little muted. I don't know how to explain that, but that's just the feeling I get from it. We have these creme de la creme roses that have like a really bright, creamy center. They're actually insane. We have these beautiful carnations that are pink and tan. Then we have these blush butterfly ranunculus. But then we have these yellow cones that really bring out the yellow inside of our creme de la creme roses, but also the yellow inside of our button palms. which also have like a brownish center to them, which kind of mimics this cone. Altogether, I think it's a very cool, what's a good word for it? Kind of whimsical, but not, bouquet. It's very interesting, and I hope you guys enjoy the colors as much as I do. It honestly brings me a lot of joy, especially the movement in these butterfly ranunculus. Again, show me pictures of your DIY. Can't wait to see what you do with this one. You can either message us on Instagram, or you can message us through the link that is linked below in the comments. Again, thank you so much for being here this week, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.